Hi neighbors, welcome back to I Reckon So Farm. I'm Diane, and today I have a sewing shenanigan to share with you. In my hometown of Ferndale, California, which I moved from about 30 years ago, in the fall there would always be a gathering of crafters, the town folk. Now we might call it a craft fair, but it was called the folks. And just the town folk, and they would display their crafts, their sewing, handiwork, needlework, baking, woodwork at the Portuguese Hall. I'm not sure if they're still doing that or not, but a long time ago when my kids were little, I stopped by there and oh gosh, I'm sure Ida had her sweetbread and Donnell had all kinds of knitting and things that she made. But what caught my eye was Lucille Tanzini's table. She was a wonderful seamstress and made all kinds of pretty aprons and pillowcases and just needlework. She was a farm wife and she was very talented. And what caught my eye at her table, she had made some child-size aprons. And my daughters were, I think they were maybe 3 and 6 at the time, and she had those sizes. She had a large and a small. The large was very little, and the small was even smaller. And then Bo, their brother, would have been about 4 and a half, and she had a little boy's apron, the kind that goes over your head. The strap goes over your head like this and ties in the back, and it had a buck and bronco on it. I knew Bo would love that, so I bought that one. And then they had a matching a matching adult size one that I got for his dad, which I don't know what I was thinking because Paul wouldn't be caught dead in an apron, but I think I ended up wearing it until it wore out. And I mailed that little buck and bronco apron to Bo when his son Paul was that size. So we've kept those aprons all these years, and I was thinking Dayton and I are still having our craft fairs at the Sun River Library once a month, and I was thinking of something different I could sew and maybe something for children, and I thought about that little apron, and guess what? I still have one of them. My grandchildren have worn them. Isn't that cute? And I don't know if this is the large or the small, but it's small. Look at this. I sewed a little sweet patch on it there one time. It's really been used. And the way Lucille made these, it tied in the back and then tied at the neck and then tied at the waist. So I was thinking, how can I copy that? How can I make a pattern? And the only way I could get it to lay flat was I had to take this, see, it's a continuous piece of fabric, except for the shoulders are stitched together. So to lay that out, to trace, I had to unstitch one of the shoulders, which I hated to do. Sorry, Lucille. But I'll be able to sew it back together. But I did that, and see, it's got little pockets. And I got some freezer paper and made a pattern here where you would lay it on the fold. I made a bunch of them for our next sale that's coming up. So I hope other people like them as much as I do, but let me go ahead and we'll stitch one together and I'll show you how I did it. See what you think. Okay, so I took the stitches out of this one shoulder so that I could lay this out flat and trace it on some paper to make a pattern. So I realized that I really only needed to copy this half and then place this on the fold of the fabric I'm using. So I got this paper and I wrote on fold, okay? So I lay this down on the fabric I'm going to use, pin it, and cut it out. Look at this scrap of fabric I found. What do you think? Pretty wild. Kids still like horses, I guess. So, see, this would go, whoops, this is the fold here. This just barely fits. Okay, and then I'm going to use my clips right here. Keep it from sliding around. Okay, just to give you an idea about the size of this one I'm using, in case you want to make something similar. This part on the fold is 18 inches, and then across is 15.5 on the widest part. The shoulders, 4 inches, the part that we're going to sew together. And then there's just a little curve here at the bottom. You could lay a bowl there and make a curve. And this armhole, if you can see that, is 3.5 inches across at the widest part. And then from here to the curve is 5.25 inches. So if you have that measurement, you should be able to copy it pretty well. Okay? Let's cut this out. Okay, let's take our pins out. Now, really, anything that you love, that you've kept, or something new that you want to duplicate, just lay it out flat, trace around it, make your own pattern. Nothing to it. And then if you make a pattern, on a piece of paper, then you can make as many different ones as you want. See, now we have can you see that? There's our loop. Now we want to stitch, put right sides together on the shoulders here. I'll just clip it real quick to show you. And then, where's the other one? Over here. Okay, pin them. Take some time to pin them perfectly. Okay, across there, pin or clip, either one. I'm gonna clip it. Okay, now go to your sewing machine, which I'm going to do, and stitch across here, 1/4 inch seam, and across here, and then we want to, then after we stitch it, we'll press them open, and then we'll see what we've got. we stitched both shoulders and pressed the seam open like that. Okay, now all that's left to do is all about the seam binding. I found this, let's see, extra wide double fold bias tape. Seam binding is bias tape. Found this at Hobby Lobby for $1 a pack. There's 3 yards in each of these, so that'll be more than plenty. I think that color is gonna go good with the horses. And so we're going to sew the bias tape all the way around and around the armholes. We're going to leave some extra at the neck to use for a tie. All right, I stitched all the way around the edge, except I haven't done the neck. Now I'm leaving 10 inches right here. We're leaving 10 inches over, okay, because that will be our tie. And then we'll go ahead and do the neck, and then we'll have 10 inches left on the other side as well. And that'll be our neck and our neck ties. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got the neck, the seam binding around the neck, and these are the ties that come out each side from the neck. And I've also done the armholes. Just need to give it a good pressing. Now Lucille added ties at the waist about that far down to kind of keep it snug. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then I'll show you how I do the pockets. All right, we did it. 2 sets of ties. Everything's done, ready to go, except the pockets. Let me show you how we do the pockets. You need 2 5-inch squares, 2 squares 5 by 5, okay? And then you want to fold over the top edge and stitch it. So that's the opening of your pocket. I chose this, just any contrasting color or print is nice, is fine. I think this looks kind of good with the horses. So you want to press the edges about 1/4 inch all around. Go to the ironing board here, here, and here. And I'll do that and clip them, and then I'll show you how to position them on the front of the apron. All right, the pockets are pressed, and we're going to place them 5 inches from the bottom of the apron and 3 inches
from the center. You should have a crease down the center because that's where your fold was when we started, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3 there, and then 5. Okay, and we'll pin it in place. Just double check. 5. Okay. And this one. Okay, now we'll top stitch these 3 sides. Leave the top open or it won't be a pocket, will it? Okay. All done. Doesn't that turn out cute? Didn't take too long. Let me show you some of the other ones I've made. Be right back. Okay, here's the one we just finished. Again, pretty wild and crazy. We were lucky, Dayton and I, some friends donated a lot of real cute fabric, and so we have a lot to choose from, so we're pretty lucky that way. Like these little froggies. Here's one with kittens all over it and blue pockets. This one has butterflies. I wasn't too sure about these purple pockets, but there they are. Okay, here's one. This one has cats, big cat pockets. It's cute. Rainbow seam binding. Found that at Hobby Lobby too. And might be my favorite, mice. Look at the mice. And the little pink pockets. I don't know if the folks are getting together this year like they used to do. I hope so. I wish I could be there if they are. Maybe Pam's making her Victorian brittle. I'd love to snag some of that. Anyhow, that was fun, and thank you for stopping by, and have fun crafting. See you next time.